Hi everyone, I'm Nikhil, your co-host of Weekend AI podcast. This is your weekly dose of what is happening in the world of AI. I, along with Surur and Anmol, discuss the different use cases, trends, products, upcoming launches which are happening in the world of AI. We believe and are bullish about what is happening in this field. And in case you are also an AI enthusiast like us, do check out our podcast every week and like, subscribe, and share our videos.
Hi, what's going, guys?
Hey guys, what's up?
So, I wanted to share something right at the start. I saw this and this was so amazing. I'll just share my screen. And I mean, it's amazing how stuff is transforming and it is blowing my mind. So, can you guys see my screen? So, I got this message from my wife on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and she shared me this. Like
Yeah,
earlier, we were just able to create images, right? But now we are able to actually transform them based on our emotions. So, for example, she said that, like, this is a post of a guy who said on GPT, I think they used DALI. So, it is DALI, right? So, they wrote that make a turtle and make it happy, sea turtle, then happier, and then
yeah,
even happier, and happier, and 1000x happier,
nice.
and the happiest possible. And they didn't stop then, and then they wrote infinitely happy, and then the model said that it's a fascinating challenge, but I'll aim to create this. And it did, right? Vibrancy was increased, and then they said that it is now impossibly happier. And then they said that the single happiest image of a baby turtle ever generated. So have you guys tried something like this out? Like,
I
this
did it,
is
but it might hurt some religious sentiments.
Arey, if you want, you can share it. I'll stop presenting.
uh,
But this is so crazy. I mean, earlier image models were just used to create images. But now, what is blowing away my mind is that people are actually, operating it to such degree of, and they are able to understand emotions. And I was just wondering, I mean, how will these image models transform the way, generative AI is used? I mean, this is the single biggest use case. What do you guys think?
I like it's a really good time to be alive, I guess, right? We are seeing such drastic increments in how the image generation through AI is evolving. It started all through Midjourney, right? But of course, Midjourney is not too intuitive for every everyday user to start with, right? But I guess uh, OpenAI model like DALI and other models like open source models like Stable Diffusion and the applications that are being over it, right?
How
All of
many
them,
models are like this? Like DALI, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney. How many models are there, and how does it work? Can you explain that?
I guess there are like too many of them to count at the moment, right? Because every major tech company is generating their own. For example, Twitter has just launched Grok, right? And I guess they will now move towards image generation as well.
But Grok
Facebook
is an
started.
LLM. LLM. Grok is an LLM,
Yeah,
right?
Grok is an LLM, but image generation is also part of an LLM. Like they derive themselves from LLMs, right? So the first challenge for all these tech companies is to solve for LLM. They create a big LLM model and then they move towards image generation. For example, when you put some prompt, right, because you're writing a text to generate an image, it's very important for the model or the AI to understand the language and what you are perceiving or what you're thinking the image to be, right? That's the first challenge. And then comes the next challenge to like create an image out of the context. So like all of the
So,
major companies are doing it at the
so
moment. Yeah.
for
so,
an yeah, go on.
so everybody who's creating these photo models or video models are creating on top of these LLMs
Yes.
only, right?
Right, right,
People are
right,
not
right.
creating their own LLMs. Those are only like mostly the big tech companies.
Yeah, mostly the big tech companies because of course they are now 5 or 10 years ahead in the game, right? If somebody wants to start it right now, I guess they can start it, but with a niche, generalized LLMs, I guess they're already way ahead of their times right now. Yeah.
So it is not a good idea to make an own image model or make your own LLM, but you can make your own image model on top of the LLM. How hard?
Yeah.
So if making an LLM out of 100 is 100 hard, right? How
Yeah.
hard is making out of 100 an image model?
They're already very open source image models, right? As an example, I said stable diffusion is there, right? There are already a lot of fine tuning that is happening on a stable diffusion for specific use cases. For example, if you want, there are like very famous applications that have been built over it. For example, Photo AI, Headshot Pro, all of these things, right? They somewhat use stable diffusion, a fine tuned version of stable diffusion to like fulfill that use case. For example, you want professional photographs of your team, right? So there's an app where you can just upload like 10 selfies of your team, and it will generate like really good looking professional photographs that can go on your website or on the company's LinkedIn or anywhere, right? So
What is that called? Headshot.
Headshot Pro, I guess, is the name for the application.
Yes, headshot.
Okay. Hotpots also.
The one at the next one.
Yeah, this one. So just tell me one thing. So there's an LLM. Let me break it down. So there's an LLM, a large language model, which is GPT, which is OpenAI's GPT, or
Yeah.
Twitter's X's Grok, right?
Yeah.
Or Llama, or Gemini or Bard by Google. So these
Yeah.
are different LLMs. They require a lot of data and a lot of trainings to be able
Yeah.
to be built. And
Yeah.
then you make image models on top of it. Like example,
Right.
GPT has DALI, right?
Yeah.
Now, Stable Diffusion is based on which LLM, or is it a separate company which has formed Stable Diffusion?
I think it's an open source effort, and I haven't taken in deep into what these guys are building on top of it. But yeah, Stable Diffusion is something which is open source, right? So
And
that
then
has
on
really
Stable
power.
Diffusion, how hard is to build a Stable Diffusion right now?
I guess if you have the means and the time and the money to do it, then of course you can do it. But in today's time, getting the compute right to train these models is really, really a bigger fight, because all these mega companies, mega tech companies are now like fighting hard for compute. So, and they say that it goes into the industry that anyone who wins the AI race, they will have the biggest compute available to them, because for training and everything, you require a lot of compute. That is why Nvidia shares are like going skyrocketing. They have like contracts going 10 years down the line to supply their GPUs.
In Nvidia and all these companies.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So now, based on Stable Diffusion, you can make your own model, image model, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can
And
fine tune it. Yes.
an example of that is Headshot Pro, right?
Headshot Pro most probably is on Stable Diffusion fine tune. There is photoai.com as well, which is
Which one? Photo
developed.
AI.
Yeah.
Photoai.com. Okay. Got it. So these are based on Stable Diffusion.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Nice. You also created something, na, Zarur, which is Unsplash.
Upscale.
Upscale.
Upscale image.
So I created like for my testing, like, and to be like updated with all of the advancements in like image generation, right? So I just created upscaleimage.ai.
Just can I create this? Like, I don't know coding. I'm not a developer. Can I
So
create something like an upscale image using an open source model or a fine-tuned model, or which
for
is
sure, I
already part of
guess
state? Yeah.
definitely now the major part of this is how do you run a model, right? And people are not really up, like they don't know how a model is built, how to run it, how to even deploy it on their local machines, right? So there are now apps or maybe platforms, I would say, available, like Replicate.
Like Replicate. Hugging
They are
Face is one, right?
yeah. Hugging Face is a repository of all AI models. There is another site called Sitbit, which allows you to like just see what is going on in the industry. So
Hugging Face and Replicate are almost the same. So these are directories which have all the models, right?
So Replicate is a bit different. It also lists all of the popular open source models that people have published, And also it is a platform where they allow you to run the model just with like 4 lines of code, right? So for example, there's a image generation model, right? So you can
This
just
one.
call their API, pass in the model identifier, supply the image or prompt, and it will give you the result. For example,
Let's
this, yeah.
let's try this one. Yeah.
What prompt do you want me to put?
Anything. Maybe say a person riding a motorcycle.
That's creative.
Let's just try this. A person with a cape riding a rocket. Okay, I have reached the free time limit. Let me try this in incognito.
Try incognito. Yes.
Replicate.com. Okay, so there are multiple models I can explore. I can generate images, generate text,
Yeah,
generate video,
yeah.
generate music, generate speech. Okay, let me just generate
So it
images.
just clubs all of the popular models over here.
Nice. If I want to see explore models, I'll be
Just go to explore on top. Yeah.
playground. Yeah. A man, a woman, woman with a cape.
Replicate has really made it easy for any developer to just start,
Rising.
or maybe even non-technical people like to get started with building small wrapper apps over AI.
What is a negative prompt?
A negative prompt is something which you don't want in the image. For example, you want the cape to not be black, right? You will specify it like no black cape should not be black, like
Horse not to
hands
be
or
running.
yeah. So anything you don't want in the image, you can define over there.
With height scheduler. What is a scheduler?
Probably some parameter that a model uses
Okay.
to fine tune the image or something.
Let's run it with all the default parameters first.
Okay. Nice. And here I can see the completion stage. So now if I want to build a text to speech model or text to image model, I can use a image model like the playground API.
Yeah,
So now it has given a woman with a cape riding a
Oh,
horse. Wow.
this
nice.
is brilliant. It will take
Nice.
any graphic designer and artist to like at least like few hours to get near this.
Just tell me one thing. What are the possibilities now? Like this is crazy, right? So what can it?
I guess the challenge right now in the industry is not with generating like the enablement of generating images. The mental block is what to generate, right? People are now figuring out what to generate, what to do with it. And that's something that will evolve specifically, right? Then there are platforms which generally just list what people have generated, which give them an idea. Okay, this is possible. I can generate an
Like
image
can
for
can
my
I see one
Instagram.
of the platform?
So I was talking to a graphic designer friend of mine, right? So I asked him whether this year 2020 any development that has happened this year has affected the projects they were getting in 2022 2021. So his answer was that while they are using these models or ChatGPT or whatever image generation platform is there to some extent for some basic like to get a kickstart, but they said when the client asks for something nuanced or they want a lot of customizations, there is nothing in the market, at least right now as per him, which can give them like those sort of customizations that the client is asking for,
Right, right. The
right?
specific tuning or specific
Yes.
changes in the design is not possible yet with AI.
So right now we are at a stage where initial or let's say a lot of developments are there, but still there is a long way to go where we will be replacing graphic designers altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I mean, let's say I run a small food joint, right? Now I was just trying the image model of GPT only. So let's say I want an image of a man eating a burger, and it is an ad for my shop called let's say hungry burgers, right? So now if I want to create this ad, I'll just hungry burgers. Now I want to create this ad. Now let me just try it out. Now the idea is if I just need to create a basic ad, and if I'm running a small shop, right, a small business, and I can't afford a graphic designer, I'm still paying, like, let's say a monthly salary to a graphic designer or an agency to create 5 of the graphics and run an ad. Now I'm just trying whether this can be done. Yeah, I mean, this is not bad, right?
Yep. But of course, like the image models are not very good with text as of now. But yeah, this one has just picked up the right text that you have supplied. Hungry burgers. But
So
more
this is for
specifically,
Dali or any other, like, let me try this with Replicate again. Like with an
maybe just try the
example.
same. Maybe try the same prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just copy pasting the uh, prompt over here, and I'll paste it over here.
I have never seen Dali giving the correct spellings. This was the first time.
Right. They're evolving with time, or maybe the training data they're getting in.
Now, one other thing I want to ask is, like, what, like, this is a text to image generator.
Right.
Now, this is taking a lot of time, but can I try some other models in the meanwhile on Replicate only?
Yep.
Let me explore. Let's explore some other models, right?
If you go into Explore, right, on Explore models, there's a specific section for, if you scroll down, so there is specific section for SDXL fine tunes,
What do you mean by SDXL fine tune?
like stable diffusion XL fine tunes.
So a text to image. So let me try this one, right? Stability AI. So
This is the company that develops stable diffusion.
So now let me ask it. So I can try multiple models also to see which is
Yep.
generating the best image. Okay.
For sure.
And you can, so let's say I pick a model from here. Can I fine tune it and create an own model? Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yes, you can.
Let me just say image of.
So there's a downside to this. Though you see the eyes are malformed.
Yeah. Yes.
But
Yes.
I can fine tune this with my own images, right?
Yes, you can. And Replicate allows that as well. So if you want to just fine tune it on Replicate, you can do it.
Indian teenager. Let's say I want a photo of an Indian, or let's say an Indian boy who I want to target, right? I'll just take an image and I'll put it in Replicate. Let me take just this image or this one.
Maybe take your own image.
Save image. Or do you want me to take my own image? Let me just try it with this first.
Up to you, man.
Image.
Maybe someone will generate a ad with the boy eating burger and your face will pop up since they'll have your image in the training data.
Yeah. So now let me just try it out. So now image of an Indian man eating a burger. I have put in an image, right? So now it is using this image to generate it. Let's see what it generates.
Not really sure if it is using. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So it has picked up the characteristics.
Right. Not exact.
Oh, can we put in photorealistic to the prompt? Let's see what happens.
Okay, so same image but photorealistic.
Yep. In the prompt. Yes.
Photorealistic.
Yes.
Run. You need to sign in.
Let's see what Playground AI has generated in the meanwhile.
Yeah, it did generate.
Wow.
I mean, this is good enough for an ad, right? I don't know about graphic designers, but I mean, if I was running an ad, I would probably use this for my burger joint. I think this is the best ad. Like if
So if I had a burger joint, then I would want my branding, my colors to this. Probably that would be taken care of if I enter it in the prompt itself. But that's what I
But
would be
again,
looking for if I run an ad.
for example, if you want to place your logo somewhere, right? The AIs of today are not able to do that
no,
because
so
they are
I
not
can use this image
fine-tuned.
and put it in Canva and then generate a logo
So
and put
there
it there, right?
is some human element needed still
Yes. So
for the final product to go out.
But I think
So
if we talk about running an ad and first is the production of the image, those 70% of effort is done now.
yes,
yes, yes.
Like
exactly. Yes.
probably I can do 15 images in a day. Now, one thing is, what about other things? Let's say I want to like this is good enough. Like let's download it, and let's say we go to Canva, and let's say we create an image. Let's say we do post an ad, right? Now the thing is, what's the next step? Like, what are the other models? Where can I move this guy? Can I use this image
So
and can I show it?
that's something which is currently being evaluated by a lot of models or like a lot of fine tunes, right? Which allow you to create a GIF maybe or maybe
Yes.
small movement out of a photograph or something like that. But none of them have like achieved the final finished product. Like you do not get a finished image or finished video. So there
Let
are a
me
lot of
try
fine
this
tuning that
one.
is needed.
Just search for magic animate.
Magic animate.
Yeah. No, in replicate only.
Let me get. Um,
Explore.
okay. Magic animate. This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, but this will only move it like this, right?
No. So also open pose.rip. POSE.RIP. Pose.rip.
Oh, pose dot rip. Yeah.
So we can upload any movement from here.
Okay. So if I want to,
I just saw this in a video. Let's try it out.
so how do I download
So
this?
you have to download the pose, and then you'll have to like you can
How
also
do I
do it right
download?
here as well. I guess these guys have also built something.
How do I download? Acha, upload
Just
reference.
upload reference image. Yeah.
I don't know they will be able to do it or not in this pose.
Just click on animate. Let's see if it works.
No, I was in the meanwhile this is happening. I was also thinking about figuring out whether I can like make this into something which is more catchy. This ad, if I have to run an ad for my burger shop, like can I make it more catchy using some models? Any good models that we can try out?
Probably you can try the model which allows you to make some movement, right? The stable diffusion. Yes, this one in the middle.
Yeah, this requires sign in. Uh,
Probably I can try it.
yeah. But anyway, let me just see once this is done. Pose strip. Yeah, in the meanwhile, you can try it. You can share your screen.
Meanwhile, I'll show you the hurting religious sentiments thing that I did. 1 second. Is it visible?
Yeah.
So this is someone who looks like someone eating modern age food. Yeah. So I generated a lot of photos of Jesus eating like modern age food,
I think we can
spaghetti,
use it to advertise the.
pasta.
Can we see Jesus eating burger?
I think so. These are shawarma, nachos, momos, dim sums. Let me try with what burger?
Burgers.
I'll just copy this.
Nice. So the next step is, can this also firstly create something that is ready to post, that is ready to be used to create an ad, and second,
Yep.
oh yes, it does. It does. Wow. Wow. It is able to. And if we are able to generate an ad with minimal effort, the next thing is, will it be legal to do so? Like, we don't have the copyright to this guy. I don't know if this is real. Wow.
Oh, oh.
This is using the same model.
Yeah, this is the same model that you were trying on. Stable video diffusion on replicate.
Nice.
I did nothing. Just I just applied the image that you sent me and the default settings.
What was the prompt? Is there a
There,
prompt?
there is no prompt.
Can I prompt?
No, I don't think there's a space for a prompt.
So whatever the model thinks
There's the
is
option
right,
of tweak
they
it. What
just
does it mean, tweak it?
Where it is, I didn't see it.
Above, go above. Yeah. Yeah, tweak it. Right next to share. Just scroll down. Yeah, here, tweak it.
That would be the parameters, right? You can change these parameters and tweak it somehow.
Hmm. This
Like you
is,
can also generate 25 frames. So for example, let's try 25 frames.
what is the number of frames? What does it mean?
The number of frames in the video, for example,
movement per
it's
frame.
like how many images it has generated.
Nice. I am just imagining the possibilities of the tools that can be built on top of it. Uh, and I'm just imagining what all areas can this disrupt. I mean, for example, clearly generating a small graphic is, so I'm just searching AI based image models, image generation models. How many models will there be like this? Any estimate?
Like the fine-tuned models are like too many to count at the moment. Wow.
Oh,
What,
so
what, what?
it
This
just
is
can't give
gross.
the eyes right.
This is gross.
Oh, shit. Nice. Nice.
And you own the copyright for all of this, right? Because
No,
it's
but,
generated by AI. There is no
oh, yeah.
copyright infringement here. So that's a positive.
Can't even think of legal repercussions right now. Like what all is coming in the future with respect to legalities of these things, because this is just a random like man's image, right? But there
Yeah.
could be a man who looks like this,
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
and there could be a celebrity who looks like this.
Totally. Or it might become a civility itself.
Yes.
So let's say if I generate the image, the model, one I like this guy. Let's call him John,
John.
who is eating the
Oh,
burger,
nice.
right? So, like, can I train the model to only create images of John eating different things, like a fry or a?
Yes. So there's a fine tuning technique called Dream Booth. I guess it is developed by Microsoft, which allows you to fine tune the image model on a specific set of images or a character, and then it will just remember that face and allow you to generate any number of images with any number of backgrounds with whatever you want to do with it, and the face and the persona will remain the same.
So you can actually, for you, if you're a small business, you can actually make your own brand ambassador, right?
Yes,
You can
exactly.
actually create your own brand ambassador and then probably run a ad campaign on it.
So
And I think,
there are already a lot of AI image models that are floating around on Instagram, doing uh, like uh, like K's of revenue at the moment, uh, through advertising, through social
can we see
promotion.
something? Let me just share my screen. Can we see, or you show on Instagram if it is okay? Can we see some visuals?
I guess Anmol has the access to it, right? No.
Of
the AI image model that we were talking about, the Spanish model. Let me just search.
Then
Let me
just search on
let me
YouTube.
just search.
Aitiana, Aitana.
So this is
AI,
so
yeah.
there is a news article in the Business Today, right, regarding this.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of videos on YouTube on how to create this also. So it's
So
not
this is
that.
also generated by a model like Stable Diffusion, or some fine tuning has been done on top of it.
Maybe a fine-tuning model,
On top
maybe
of
a
it.
fine-tuned model by Dreamboat or something, so that it remembers the face and generates different images for the
So
same
one
person.
business idea which I'm getting over here is, or an idea for a marketing agency is that just go to a brand, tell them that we'll create your personalized brand ambassador, and we will create ads based on those, based on the model or the all the ambassadors that you decide who can represent your brand, and you can own the rights to that,
So
and
as you
then
can
run
see,
ads around it.
this is an article in Euronews.com, right? So there is an agency which has developed this AI model,
Yes, yes,
and
that's what I'm
and
thinking. Yeah.
and they put the finishing touches through existing tools like Photoshop and everything to enhance the overall quality of the images.
Hmm. Interesting. So now an agency can create its own models, right? Can create its own models. Like if I want like I know that let's say a lot of companies or D2C brands in India target celebrities, right? Or target kids, right? So or teenagers or Gen Z or let's say in 18 to 25 age group. So I can probably do some research, create 5-10 models which appeal to the Gen Z, probably copyright them, go to the brands, secure a deal, and then run an ad campaign in a properly automated way for them. I think that is a good option, right? Do you think brands will be open to it?
I think so. Like digital advertising is all about being digital, right? There is no physical presence. It's all about the look, the
Can these
feel.
models speak? Can they communicate with people? Can they actually talk?
I guess yeah, there are AI models which allow you to clone a voice and allow them to like be vocal about any text that you supply, right? So that's already possible, probably, but that's like another topic in itself, right? We are now heading towards the deepfake thing, where there's a huge bombardment in India right now regarding the deepfakes thing, and the PM also highlighting the issue of deepfakes at the moment.
So the only thing I feel where AI only avatar versus a real person who is creating a digital or AI avatar, there the real person may win in the long term because the AI avatar cannot come and like meet the people, or I would always know that the person does not exist. Like I I like, let's say I like Brad Pitt, yeah. So, but I haven't met Brad Pitt. The only thing is that I know that he exists. I've seen him at conferences, even though it's just digital, but I know that he exists. Now, if I might be intrigued by Etiana Lopez, that it's a new thing for me. But in the long term, I might just lose interest because I know it's fake.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
this is what's on my mind. Like I don't know how people will perceive it. Maybe the new
But I get,
generation just knows this only. So it might be the new normal going forward.
I guess the top 10% of the brands, right? The top 10% of the brands might not go with all these AI generated models and the
But what
idea of
about the
advertising with
brands
it.
that can't afford a celebrity? I mean,
Yes,
now I'm
Yes.
getting a free celebrity. Like, if I want to run an ad about our company, I will probably create a model. And if I'm
like
selling, let's say, burgers, I
exactly.
will create a model, I'll run an ad, and I'll let that model become the face of my
Yeah,
brand. Right? Yeah.
like it's even if you don't want an ambassador for your brand or whatever it is, getting a model to do a photo shoot for your product or for anything is a cumbersome process, right, at the moment. And AI can definitely be a very good tool in easing the process for all these small and medium enterprises, or maybe all the startups that are working in B2C segment as well. So probably there's a huge market for it, which is waiting to be tapped. But I guess there are no established startups at the moment who are like doing this. There might be, I'm not sure. If somebody listens to this and they're working in this domain, we'll be happy to hear about it. But I think none of them have gone mainstream at the moment with this technology.
No,
And another idea which I think is there, which Anmol was saying, was to create a model and just make it an influencer in itself, and then reach out to more and more people using, Instagram or other platforms.
It's
And once you
pretty
become
easy.
yeah, it is pretty easy now.
It's pretty easy to like create a model on Instagram, keep posting images, like 2 or 3 images every day, stories about it, and there you go. You already have like 100K of following and everything. Sponsors will reach out to you because you have the following. It doesn't matter you exist in reality or not, because nobody wants to hold a press conference, right? With that model, they only want that model to maybe share the post because they are getting the views, and that's what happens on YouTube and everywhere, right? People just own the placement.
again, I'll hold my judgment for this because while this is new, it is very intriguing. But
Yeah.
let's say going forward, everybody keeps like starts doing this. Then I want to see how people accept it.
I guess, but even then, if there are 100 people in marketing domain, right, only 10% will be able to do it. So out of 100, only 10 will do it. 90 will not be able to do it because they might give up in between. That's how the human mentality is. Nobody pushes the button, because even with that Spanish model example, right, the technology was there, the idea was there. There might be an idea because it's not something which is very unique, but these guys actually implemented it, right, and they executed it in the right way. So I guess execution
Maybe,
again
maybe
matters.
I think we will create a model of our own, and then we will every episode we'll discuss about the progress. We'll launch a page on Instagram, and let's create a model, and let's just figure out, like, let's keep posting on stuff. And as this channel grows, we will also share updates. Probably a section can be
Probably yes.
dedicated in.
Yeah.
And in case anyone is listening who wants to collaborate with this model, just put it in the comments and we'll reach out to you. Yeah,
At
I
the
think
end,
that's
at the end, it's all about viewership on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, right? The number of views you get, the more the popular you are, right? And the more money that you can demand from brands and everyone out there. So totally comes down to that.
Without the hassle of dealing with any like person.
Yes. Yes.
nice, nice. So I think this is a good note. I mean, next time we have a lot of other stuff to discuss, but we'll keep it for another day. We'll discuss about the implications of these tools. We'll also discover new tools in every episode, and I think it's a good start to create a model and then ask people to, let's share the progress. Like, let's do a live experiment. Like, if we three create a model and run it on Instagram and just see how people are responding to the model, creating posts, and how the people are replying. Let's see how we are getting the response, right?
Can try this.
Nice, nice, nice. So this was a good thing, and in case you guys liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, in case there are other topics which you want us to cover in the following episode, or you want to come to the podcast and talk about what you are building in AI, please feel free to contact us. And what the link to replicate and other depositories and directories where we can play around with these models, we'll put it in the description. So play around, think of new ideas, and I think it's an exciting time to be alive, like at the start Surur said. So let's just enjoy it. Let's just explore as much as we can, and let's just execute anything we can in the world of AI, because it is very important to do so. Otherwise, there will be a day where you'll just realize that you are just you are very much behind in the race.
This is
So
internet of 1998.
yes,
Exactly. Yes.
it is.
This is a tipping point of Y2K.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, thank you for joining, and let's meet for the next time. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Bye. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.